Okay. Welcome back to Hoops Lounge with a show that's wider than the Curry Two Chefs. My name is Marc Griffin, aka Montreal Mark. I'm joined by my partners in crime, Phil Boileau, Sporting Phil, Justin Rowan, Cavs Canada. We're not talking sneakers. We're talking NBA Finals. Let's start with LeBron. The King is about to go 2-5 all-time, lifetime NBA Finals. Phil, can we start using the expression, always the bridesmaid, never the bride?
Oh, man. Look, he's 31 years old, and yes, he's still probably the most talented guy in the league. I don't know. Like, do you start blaming him or the player or the players around him at this point? I don't know. I think you could say that about a lot of guys. Like Kevin Durant hasn't even gone this far. I mean, for someone to get there 6 times is a brutal accomplishment all on its own. Right. I don't think there's anything wrong with him individually. And I've said this since the start, I didn't necessarily love the makeup of this team, but I do love LeBron James. Like, I think if you put LeBron James and switched him with any other superstar in the league, maybe outside of Steph Curry, it's a very dependent situation. That team would be better than it is now. And I don't think we'd be saying that.
Justin, is it all about the teammates? I mean, you've seen these Cavs rosters the last few years.
Yeah, I don't know necessarily if blame needs to fall on LeBron or his teammates. At the end of the day, only one team gets to win a championship. When you handpick teammates, like if you really look at it, against the Thunder, the Spurs, and the Clippers, the Cavs were 5-1. The Golden State is just a matchup problem. We're talking about arguably the greatest team in the history of basketball. They're going to have a case for that. It's tough. Like, you can't really blame teammates when they played at such a high level. This Warriors team is just fantastic, and a lot of that has to do with the flexibility that they had from the fact when Curry was 23 years old, he was a 14-point-per-game player, only played 26 games. He's on a bargain deal. They don't have a single max player there on that team. They have max talent, but they don't pay them max, right? So it's a really unique situation.
You're right, though.
It's going to change. It's going to change as soon as Curry is up for that contract. Then he's going to have a big deal. But when you look at LeBron's finals legacy, only twice was he ever not the underdog. Betting wise, going into there, he won 1 title as an underdog, 1 as a favorite. And when you look at the other years, I don't know if it's necessarily fair to crucify him on that finals record.
Phil, I mean, you're a football guy. In the NFL, the Buffalo Bills are notorious for all the Super Bowl losses. Do we live in a society where you're number one or you're nothing?
I mean, I think year to year you are. Like I think, look, when this happens in a small bubble and he keeps losing and he's the best player in the league, which every fan likes to criticize, it becomes fuel for that fire, right? So people always will hate on him. Look, Steph Curry is this little nice guy that everyone likes to, because he doesn't bully people in the post. He doesn't make people, like his offense is creating space and doing his own thing. But LeBron James has always made people look silly. And I think in that way he's made a lot of enemies for a lot of fans of teams that, have fallen in the way of his freight train-esque offense. But I don't know. I think he's one of those players that when you look back, you're going to be like, yeah, he lost a lot in the finals, but who got to the finals like he did? Who could take a team like, I think, 2007 Cavs and actually bring that? And still to this point, as I said before, switch him with any player in the league, that team gets better. I don't know. You still play 5-on-5, and as good as any one player is, you still are at the mercy of the other guys you're with and the coaching situations and injuries and everything else. I don't know. I think the bigger question is this team custom made to maximize LeBron James? That's what hurts me more. I take nothing away from LeBron James. I think he's still the best player in the league, and I think he's going to go down as a top 5 player ever to play the game.
Justin, let's talk about Game 4, when what I think may be strangely a defining moment in his career, him talking trash with both Draymond Green and Steph Curry. Could he be turning into a heel, like a total villain in this league right now?
I mean, if 2011 didn't turn him into a heel, I don't know when he would. Honestly, I don't think that's necessarily the case. Draymond Green, if you saw on the replay, he did smack LeBron in the nether regions. Curry can get a little mouthy as well. I don't think it's necessarily a heel. It's just frustration. He felt as the game slipped away in game 4, you could feel that there was the season for the Cavs. They might come back, they might extend it a game or two, but you don't win 3 straight against Golden State, especially not with 2 games in Oakland. So I think there was that frustration, plus the Warriors' kind of disposition to trash talk or kind of get under a skin. Draymond Green with the cheap shots. So I think that was more what his frustration was coming from.
Phil, I did a poll last week, and over 500 people voted how many rings LeBron would get in his career. Several people said 3, 4, 5. Hundreds of people, literally. Do you think he's going to get any more?
Yeah, I mean, I honestly think Cleveland gets a fairly big retool after this year. I think this is the last year we see Kevin Love in Cleveland. I think Cleveland understands everything is to appease LeBron James. This is mortgaging its future. This is making stars take secondary roles, whatever it takes. And I think they saw with Richard Jefferson and the ability to kind of play faster and adjust to those rotations and those screens is where they need to be. And I think stepping back, this is going to be a bit different team next year. LeBron James, I think, is going to see more wings. And don't be surprised if Kevin Love is spreading his cheer on another team.